Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. Please be sure to interact with the video. This is a YouTube term. Advertisers love for you to interact. That means to click the thumbs up or thumbs down, leave a comment, share the video, like other people's comments, reply to other people's comments. This is all great if you actually watch the advertisements. If you don't watch the advertisements, it's like you're stealing from me. Because at the end of the day, when YouTube goes to cut a check, if you did not have advertising available to you, they completely erase everything that you did. So your view doesn't count, your comment doesn't count, your thumbs up doesn't count, nothing that you do counts. So the topic of today is lifestyle. Men have left the building, the exodus of men. Now we're talking about the full exodus, all the groups, anything that you could possibly think of, and there are many different groups. Did you know this? I know some of you think that you have a certain group or you know about two groups. No, there's many. White men, black men, fathers, single men, college men, blue-collar men, for one reason or another, are leaving. What are they leaving? They're leaving women, America, the Democratic Party, marriage, dating, modern sinful life, or pleasing women. The powers that be constantly control the conversation by pronouncing, this is good, this is bad, this makes you an evil, nasty person, this makes you a good guy. And all of what they say is good or is only pro-gay, pro-woman, pro-anti-family, and all of it anti-male. I want you to sit back and think about all of the stuff that people talk about as being for their group. All of it is anti-male. While black men have always been attacked, now white men suddenly feel under attack. Welcome to the club, white men. The irony is that for all the things, or shall I say, not welcome to the club, white men, you've always been under attack. You just didn't know you were under attack from the very beginning. And they keep rewriting history to make it appear as if you peasant white men had it just as good as the rich white men. You never did. This whole idea that men had the vote is a complete lie. It's only recent history that men, we're talking about white men, got the vote. Before, you had to be a landowner and have money. You had to be a landowner and have money to be able to vote. And depending on what state you're in, black men still don't have the right to vote. And it's supposedly a right? The irony is that for all the things men are being attacked for is actually anti-woman, anti-family, and no one, not even women, dare speak out against it. If normal is 51% of a shared belief, all of the modern ideas of what's good and makes you a kind person are not more normal. They dress it up as everything that makes you bad, makes you the super monster that everyone can agree, right? Is hateful, right? So they dress it up as the boogeyman. And since they dress it up as the boogeyman, everybody, including men, will say, that's bad. But when you remove the names from it, when you remove the monster costume from it, it's actually what the majority of humans believe. And we're talking about humans. We're talking about liberal, conservative, straight, gay, whatever, adult, child. Humans believe. When you remove it, it's a human belief. There are many people who have gone out on the street and said stuff quoting certain people. That's Obama, Trump, Biden, Hillary, without any context, gave them the quote, and the people say, oh, that's great, or, oh, that's terrible. And it's only after they tell them, oh, that was Hillary, oh, that was Obama, then they say, well, he must have meant something else. No. So why are men leaving? Because they're being told they're not wanted by black women, by white women. And even if black and white women don't believe men are bad, they must hold the line, because they're being defined as a woman only when they believe in what's being spewed. If you don't hold this line and tell men that they're horrible, you're not a woman. How dare you say you love cleaning the house? How dare you say you love having babies? How dare you say you love taking care of your kids? How dare you say you love washing your husband's dirty underwear? How dare you say you love falling asleep in your husband's arms? And I've heard real life women say all of that. Love making their husband a sandwich. Love it. But they can't say that today. When a man has to make his own sandwich, what's the point of a woman? No, I'm asking, what's the point of a woman? I'm asking, what is the point of a woman? And don't give me love and companionship. And let me enlighten you a little bit here. Let me illuminate you. As men are going away on all-male retreats and being around other men, they're finding that being around a man and talking and playing sports and watching whatever the heck they want feels like a slice of heaven. So that destroys the companionship argument, because the Exodus includes retreats with all fathers, all single men, all religious men, men with something in common, men with a common goal, men with a common business. They go on retreats and they talk about this common thing. Now they've got 200 male friends that they can confide stuff in, that they can talk to. If need be, they can go and cry in front of them and nobody's going to say anything. I only say that because women say, we want men to be sensitive and cry in front of us. Oh, well, that ended up in lots of divorce happening. Literally, it was one of the top 10 or 20 reasons to divorce him. Well, I asked for a sensitive man, but he was too sensitive. He started crying. This is one of the reasons of the Exodus. As for love, apparently it doesn't exist, because with millions of divorces under their belt, men are waking up to the fact that love is fleeting at best, and at worst, never existed. When even your mother doesn't love you, clearly love doesn't exist, because, right? Well, because mom is supposed to be the only one in the world to love you, bar none, hands down. She carried you in her womb for 9 months. So clearly, naturally, she is supposed to love you by nature. But there are millions of women who give birth to children and do not love the children. Millions. We're not talking about a fluke. We're not talking about a rarity. Millions. So if millions of women can give birth to children and not love the children, love doesn't exist. Then we start looking at actual numbers. Exactly how many women are feminists? Exactly how many gays are there? Exactly how many kids don't have fathers in the house? Exactly how many fathers are being denied parental rights? Those numbers come back and destroy all sense of the charade of what it is to be a nice person versus what it is to be a normal person. When you find out that only 8% are this, only 1% are this, only 10% are this, when you find that fatherlessness has a very huge component of the actual judicial system denying men parental rights, then it's no longer men are the ones to blame, right? Because the state has stepped in and said, no, this man can't have parental rights. And so this entire argument of women are the victims of this and their children are the victims of this also. And the children are the victim of men. Well, hold on. When you find out that in a lot of those cases, it's the state that's imposing itself in the place of the father and denying the father the parental rights, then you start questioning this entire movement. When you start looking at numbers that show that these rights, these groups are demanding, which aren't rights, are at the expense of men, almost 100%, it creates a toxic environment for men. If we want to put it into those terms, that's the way that we need to put it in. It creates a toxic environment for men. You cannot create that language and then not apply that language equally because because the whole idea is that everything has to be equal, right? Okay, then everything has to be equal. If women deserve a space, men deserve a space. And no, the world is not the space for men. Because when you start looking at the offenses against men, at the oppression of men, then you start seeing that the world is not the man's oyster. And then you start to see that women who already sit on a pedestal by being a woman, period, are now demanding more rights than a man. And you see that men need a safe space. Men need a nice environment for men. Let me repeat that. Human nature, let me give you a little bit of science here. The reason we don't see Neanderthals walking around is because Neanderthals did not treat its females any different from its males. Humans, on the other hand, always protected the female. They rallied around the female. They stood guard over the female and the children. The female was not in battle. The opposite is true for Neanderthals. The female was right next to the male in battle. The female was equal to the male Neanderthal. And so they died off because the female was completely equal to the male Neanderthal. For humans, not so. From the very beginning, we were a protectionist species. We still are. That means, by nature, human females sit on a pedestal. By nature. Then if you get a group of females stating that, no, we want this and that and the other. We want jobs. The men have jobs to make money for the female. As we see this exodus happening, we also see an exodus from work. We see an exodus from jobs. We see an exodus from men buying large houses with 5 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, down to 1 bedroom, down to studio apartments. They've done studies upon studies that said this is how the world would look if men only dealt with men and didn't have females in their lives. There would be no such thing as $1 million house. No such thing. Sure, there's men who like nice things, but at the end of the day, when they do the psychological profile of that man, they see that he likes nice things because it attracts women. If we exclude that from the study, we see that men can survive on carpet, on the floor, TV, Xbox, PlayStation, carry out dinners. That's it. And eating once a day. That's it. They don't need they don't need anything else. Why? Because that's what they did. We were the hunters. We went out and hunted, and we lived in squalor. We sat in a bush for a week. We tracked a lion for a week. We're very used to not having anything. At the base level, at the natural level, we're very used to that. So then we got sophisticated, and we got jobs, and to attract the best female to us, and men want to attract the best female, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. Men want to attract the best female. I know women have this notion that they want to attract the best male. Well, men want to attract the best female. Then they get the big house, the nice car, the nice clothes, the nice cologne. They work out, all to put the female on the pedestal. So when there's a backlash against men doing stuff that's intrinsically to get the female, they say, oh, wait, hold on, time out. All right, I'm out. I'm done. So you have an exodus. Not only do you have an exodus, you even have groups calling themselves Exodus. Half of the groups I'm talking about are called Exodus. Somewhere in the title of their group name, it's called Exodus. That's religious. That's non-religious. That's fatherly, that's single guys, that's black guys, that's white guys. Exodus. It's over. And when the man returns to the U.S. with his foreign bride, and the first thing local women do is try to tell her she's being oppressed by her loving husband, that she loves to cook and clean for, you see the open hostility that it is to be a man. And when the foreign bride tells the harpies they're unwomanly and have anger issues, the local women vow to destroy her and claim she stole their men. Well, the answer is to leave the country and stay gone, go live like a king, where the dollar is 100 times the value of the local currency. That's the answer. And so the men have left the building. They've gone on an exodus away from the United States, away from the Western societies. See it all the time. And women know it and are complaining. Well, why are you going to Brazil? Why are you going to the Philippines? Why are you going to Thailand? Why are you going to Japan? Why are you going to Eastern Europe? And women who don't even want the men are saying, how dare you go to those places? You're not dating anyone. You don't even like men. Why would you even open your mouth to say, how dare some man go do something that you have no dealings with? That creates a toxic environment for men. Thank you all for watching. I hope this has been some food for thought. It's for entertainment purposes only.